I am angry.
Angry and upset?
Angry and upset and determined. The United States Congress can keep Roe versus Wade the law of the land. They just need to do it.
I've never seen you so angry. You seem to be...
This is what the Republicans have been working toward this day for decades. They have been out there plotting, carefully cultivating these Supreme Court justices so they could have a majority on the bench who would accomplish something that the majority of Americans do not want. 69% of people across this country, red states and blue states, old people and young people, want Roe versus Wade to maintain as the law of the land. We need to do that. And we have a right. Extremists, we've heard enough from the extremists, and we're tired of it. Angling for decades now, and we are going to fight back. I am angry because of who will pay the price for this. It will not be wealthy women. Wealthy women can get on an airplane. They can fly to another state. They can fly to another country. They can get the protection they need. This will fall on the poorest women in our country. This will fall on the young women who have been abused, who are victims of incest. This will fall on those who have been raped. This will fall on mothers who are already struggling to work 3 jobs to be able to support the children they have. Well, I am here because I am angry, and I am here because the United States Congress can change all of this. Yes. Angry but committed. Understand this. Understand this. I have seen the world where abortion is illegal. And we are not going back. Not ever. No. So say it with me. We are not going back. We are not going back. Not ever. Not ever. Not ever. Not ever. Not ever. Not ever. Never.
This right here is exactly the outrage that we should see from every single Democrat. Leave it to Elizabeth Warren to be the moral compass of the Senate, a voice that is desperately needed when it seems that nothing even close to morality is left these days. This comes in the aftermath of a leaked Supreme Court decision that struck down Roe v. Wade, the 50-year-old law guaranteeing safe and legal abortion in the United States. This has been what the GOP has been angling for years. This is why they refused to allow Obama to fill his Supreme Court seat for over a year at the end of his term. This is why they rammed through Amy Coney Barrett's nomination. This is the end result of the Republican Party's obsession with the judiciary. Think about it. They know that they don't need to pass legislation. They're only looking to eliminate the progress that's been made by Democrats. So their only goals are A, keeping the filibuster intact, knowing that the Democrats will never be able to overcome a 60-vote threshold, and B, stacking the judiciary, knowing that their judges can simply undo the progress that's already been passed. And that's exactly what they've been able to achieve thus far. And best of all for the GOP, it doesn't even matter if this is woefully, aggressively unpopular, which, to be clear, it is. This is the result of years of Republicans entrenching their own power, gerrymandering congressional districts, suppressing votes, usurping control from local elections officials. This is what it looks like when a party is wholly and completely unaccountable to the people that it's supposed to represent. Overturning Roe is supported by only 28% of Americans. 28%. There is not a single state where support for overturning Roe even exceeds 30% in the entire country. And yet still the GOP has done everything humanly possible to gut it because it knows that it's not accountable to anyone, thanks to years of rigging the rules of the game in their favor. And if there was any doubt about the outright disdain these people have for Americans across the political spectrum, the calculated manipulativeness, the ruthless extremism, take a look at this mashup of all the Republican Supreme Court justices who signed on to this majority opinion when they were nominees, and listen to how they spoke about the so-called established precedent of Roe when they were vying for confirmation.
I don't have any agenda. I have no agenda to try to overrule Casey. I have an agenda to stick to the rule of law.
judge.
As a judge, it is an important precedent of the Supreme Court. By it, I mean Roe v. Wade and Planned Parenthood versus Casey. Been reaffirmed many times.
Roe versus Wade, decided in 1973, is a precedent of the United States Supreme Court. It was reaffirmed in Casey in 1992 and in several other cases. So a good judge will consider it as precedent of the United States Supreme Court, worthy as treatment of precedent like any other.
Roe versus Wade is an important precedent of the Supreme Court. It was decided in 1973. The Supreme Court has reaffirmed the decision. When a decision is challenged and it is reaffirmed, that strengthens its value.
I believe the Constitution protects the right to privacy. And I have no reason or agenda to prejudge the issue.
What would he have done if he'd asked?
Senator, I would have walked out the door. It's not what judges do.
It's almost like, and bear with me here, they spewed whatever bullshit they could think of to get confirmed, and then the second they got that lifetime appointment, they went right back to enacting their partisan agenda. But sure, we wouldn't want to make the court political, now would we, Republicans? We wouldn't want any activist judges in there, right? Yeah, I didn't think so. So look, in these videos, I normally just show a clip and then give my analysis, but if you are anything like me right now, you probably feel some combination of fury and helplessness. So I'm gonna offer up something different. If you wanna help, here are some solutions, and I apologize if you've heard these before, but I think they bear repeating. First, find 5 people who didn't vote in the last election. I know you know someone, maybe someone who just turned 18 or 19, maybe a family member who doesn't care about politics, maybe a friend who thinks that elections don't matter. Whoever you have in your life, make a list of 5 people and make them your responsibility. I can stand here all day and give every reason in the world to go vote. It won't hold a candle to the power that you have over your own personal relationships. So please, 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 don't let that power go to waste. Find the 5 people, make them your responsibility, and ensure that they vote for the only party actually willing to defend a woman's right to her own bodily autonomy. We've got an election coming up in November, and I can promise you the results of that election will be cataclysmic. Make sure your voice is heard. And the other solution is to help the people on the ground right now registering new voters. You don't need to look further than what Stacey Abrams did in Georgia to recognize the importance of putting in the work now. It is a slog, it's difficult, it's expensive, but man does it pay off. The only reason that Mitch McConnell isn't in charge of the Senate right now is because a lot of people worked their asses off in Georgia to deliver 2 Democratic senators. We can replicate that strategy across the nation. I started the Don't Be a Mitch Fund focused specifically on Stacey Abrams-style voter registration. To date, we've raised nearly $900,000 from over 14,000 donors for 13 organizations across Georgia, Texas, North Carolina, Wisconsin, Florida, Iowa, Pennsylvania, and Ohio. So if you've got anything to spare, please kick in a few bucks and help the people on the ground doing the work to ensure that everyone has the ability to turn out in November. The link is in the post description, or you can go to don'tbeamitch.com. But whatever you do, do not forget the way you're feeling right now. The GOP is banking on you forgetting, on you becoming complacent, on you feeling defeated. Don't give them the satisfaction. Our democracy is not a guarantee. We have to fight for it. So let's fight back as hard as we possibly can. To see more videos like this, click the subscribe button right here on this screen. And if you want to support my work, subscribe to my podcast, No Lie with Brian Tyler Cohen. I cover the most important stories each week, and my guest is always one of the top political figures, including Vice President Kamala Harris, Jen Psaki, Elizabeth Warren, Pete Buttigieg, Nancy Pelosi, Katie Porter, Cory Booker, and so many more. The podcast link is also right here on this screen, so give it a listen and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.